Hey y'all, I'm Val with Our Forever Farm. I'm so excited about today. So today we're making cinnamon rolls, but it's not going to be the complicated, time-consuming, hard cinnamon rolls. This is something you can make on a Sunday morning. This is something you can make the day before and serve it on a Sunday morning. This is something you can do for a brunch, a Christmas brunch. This is something you can do anytime, and it's using Crescent Rolls. Let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my oven on Bake 375. The second thing, we're going to open our Crescent Rolls. Sometimes I might have a problem with this. Now you can buy the sheets of Crescent Rolls if you want to. This is not the sheets. This is the triangles, but we're gonna make them rectangles. This is so easy, y'all, and it's delicious. So just cut it in half right where those little indentions are. I've tried to get everything ready where we can easily and quickly do this. I want to show you how quick it is to do this. So when you cut this in half, you'll notice you've got your triangles here, but you have another little perforation there. We want to cut that. Lay that out, and then we're going to do the same thing to this one. It's so easy. I love crescent rolls. I make a crescent roll dish that is from my friend Linda, and you can look that up on a video that my daughter Miranda loves. She just thinks it's so good. I do too. It's very good. But I love crescent rolls, period. They're easy, they're quick. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take these little perforations that make them a triangle, and we're just going to push those together. We want to make these little rectangles is what we're going to do. All right, we've got that. All right, now I put out 1/4 cup of butter. I use salted butter. You can use unsalted if you like. There's no rhyme or reason. I just like it. And I set it out to get room temperature. If it doesn't get soft enough for you to take your fingers and spread, or take a spatula and spread, then you need to stick it in the microwave just a few seconds. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to cover each of these rectangles with softened butter, and it'll probably be a tablespoon on each. See how soft that is? Mine's been sitting out for a while, and I'm just going to rub it on the rectangle. We're making these just like you make cinnamon rolls, but it's the easy way. I like to get them all the way to the edge. There we go. So always remember to wash your hands when you use your hands on cooking. I'm a cook that uses her hands. I think God gave us those tools. But you want to make sure they're clean. You want to wash them often. So now we're going to add 4 teaspoons of white granulated sugar, and we're going to add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I actually keep a jar of cinnamon sugar in my pantry, and I'm just going to add it in here because I use that for cinnamon toast a lot. If I make oatmeal, I put it in my oatmeal, but it's just cinnamon and sugar mixed. And I just got this knife right here. You can just stir it up however you want. You just want to stir it up really, really good. Now I won't use everything in this jar because it already had some. Now what we're going to do is sprinkle our cinnamon and sugar mixture over the buttered rectangles. Again, I just use my hands and I just sprinkle it over. And you want to get it all the way to the edges. It's so easy to do, y'all. Well, my oven's ready. Did y'all hear that? And you can just guess if you know how much to use. You just want to get it on the edges. And I don't mind that I'm making a mess on my cutting board. I can clean that up. So we've preheated our oven to 375. We've fixed our crescent rolls where they are 4 little rectangles. We've put softened butter on them, and now we've did our cinnamon sugar. So just in case you like raisins, this is the time you would put raisins in there. I like raisins on certain things, but I don't like them on cinnamon rolls. So next what we're gonna do is we're just gonna roll each of these up, starting with the short end. And we're just gonna roll them up just like cinnamon rolls. Just like you do cinnamon rolls. It's a lot easier though. And if you have any things just sticking out on the edge, just push them in. It'll be all right. I'm just gonna roll all of them up. You'll be surprised how many of these make. Wash my hands again, do it often, y'all. And then I've cleaned my cutting board, got it clean. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut each rectangle into 5 little cinnamon rolls. So here we go. I'm using a serrated knife. We'll just pull it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna do that again. Now, if your ends are coming loose, just pinch them with your fingers. Just pinch them with your fingers, and they will stay good. All these look like they need. I must not have pinched the back of these. So when you roll these up, pinch the back. Let's see, like right here. Pinch the back. I forgot to tell you that. So you just want to pinch it together, and sometimes they come loose anyway. Let's just do that. Evidently, I didn't do it. That'll make it easier. All right, we'll set those over here. And we're gonna do this again. And again, and again. If you've never made homemade cinnamon rolls, make these. And see the little triangle, the little, where it makes the triangle, that might come apart too. Just pinch them together. See right there? Can you see that? It's coming apart. Just pinch it together. Sometimes they do when they get room temperature. But you want to make 5 little cinnamon rolls out of these. If you mess up and get 4, it's no big deal. I like to push those ends in, even though they come out sometimes. So 1, and you can take your knife and do this. Don't cut all the way through. 3, 4, 5, and then you know you've got 5. Whatever you have to do to get 5. And like I say, if you get 4, it's okay. You might want bigger. We're just making our own little perforated marks. And let's do, look at this. See how pretty? See how pretty it is? It looks like a cinnamon roll, don't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's gonna be a little bit bigger. Let's move that out a little bit. They're gonna do fine, no matter how you do it. As you can see, we got 20 of these, 20 little cinnamon rolls. Our oven's preheating at 375. We're gonna take a ungreased cookie sheet, and we're just gonna put them on the cookie sheet. Just leave a little space between them, it'll be fine. So now these are going into the oven for about 17 to 20 minutes. We'll just watch them and see. Every oven's different, y'all know that. So watch them close. I'm gonna clean up my mess, and by then the cinnamon rolls should be done, and we'll make the topping in just a minute. I've got everything cleaned up, y'all, and the cinnamon rolls are in the oven, and I thought we'd go ahead and make the topping, the icing. It's so simple. Look at this cute little bowl. Isn't that cute? So I'm using half a cup of powdered sugar. You can sift that if you want. I don't take the time. Now, I've let my milk sit out. You don't have to. I like to let my milk get to room temperature. And actually, this is heavy whipping cream, but you can use milk. That's what the recipe calls for, is milk. I just happen to have this. And so this calls for a tablespoon, which this is a half tablespoon of milk. And you just mix these together. Now, I just use my measuring spoon, but you can just use a whisk. You can use a whisk if you want to. That might be a better thing to use. But I need just a little more milk, so I'm going to add that. Might be because I'm using the heavy whipping cream. It's a little bit thicker. I'm just using it because I had it. I need to use it. That's what it looks like. You want to get it mixed up really good. Like I say, a whisk might do better. And I like mine, see those lumps of confectionate sugar, just smash those out. I like mine where I can spread them, but you can make it where you can just run it, you know, just pour it over, however you like to make it. So that's the consistency I like mine. But I also like to have vanilla flavoring in here. This is my vanilla flavoring I made a couple of years ago. I'm down to the very end. In January, we'll be making some more. We've got a lot to do in January. It's easy to make and it lasts forever, but it takes a while for it to be ready. It took a good year, and it gets better with age. So I'm gonna put about just a drop of vanilla flavoring. The recipe does not call for that. I'm just gonna stir it up because I like it. All right, we're just gonna set this aside and wait on our rolls to get out. Clean the mess up. I've got my icing made. The cinnamon rolls are smelling great. And I wanted to mention, since I did mention my homemade vanilla flavoring, you can look this up, homemade vanilla flavoring or extract. I can't remember what I had in the title. Our Forever Farm. I'll try to link it in the description box. It's so good to make it at home if you have never done it. It takes a while and you have to have patience. I thought it was going to be done like in, 6 weeks or something, but it is absolutely the best ever. You'll enjoy making it and having it in your house. I also want to mention my cutting board. Somebody asked me in the comments about my cutting board. So we had, when we bought this place, there was a lot of wood in the barn, and it's called live slab. I can't remember what particular wood this is. I'd have to ask Sweet Hunter, and he's not around here. But he had a guy make me this, and the guy graciously made it for me for nothing. It's just beautiful. It's got handles in the end. I love it. It is my signature piece. I love it. It's just beautiful. I use it all the time. Look at the bottom. Did I show you the bottom? And a lot of you people that's been here before, y'all saw this cutting board, but I did have a couple of questions on it. And so I wanted to mention this. And here he does really good work. He made a mantle for us too. It's absolutely beautiful. You'll see it in the Christmas tour when we do it. I've been working on that. Are y'all working on Christmas? I'm still working on Christmas. But we got to do food too. So I love Christmas time. I love everything about it. I love the family coming over. I love friends dropping in. I love the kitchen smelling so sweet. And I just love everything about it. We ought to live our lives like it's Christmas time all year long. So these are really smelling strong. It's been, let's see, I put the timer on for 17 minutes. It lasts about 4 minutes, but I feel like they're going to be done. And you need to check your oven starting about 12, 15 minutes too. And yes, these are done. So here's what they look like when you get them out of the oven. Look how big they got compared to what they were. And see, they're nice and brown. Let's see the bottom of one. And they're hot. See the bottom? They're like little cinnamon rolls, y'all. And just wait till we get the icing on them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let these sit here and cool just a few minutes. If you don't let them cool, the icing will just melt and be absorbed on them. These are gonna be so good. I'm actually making these for in the morning. So I'm gonna I'm gonna let them sit out and cool. You can also freeze these. I like to flash freeze these when they get cool, and I wouldn't put the topping on it in the freezer. I would wait and make the topping when I got them out. But when I say flash freeze, I mean let this completely cool, set this whole pan in the freezer, and let them individually freeze. And then you can put them in a Ziploc bag because they're hard and frozen, and you can pull out what you need at the time you need it. So I'm not doing that today, but you can do that. If you have an upcoming Christmas event or company coming over and you want to pre-make these are great make-ahead. I would not make the topping and then freeze them. Not because the topping wouldn't freeze, because it would. It's just that I think it would be better if you warm these up, put the icing on them before you serve them. I just think it'd be good. And you saw how long it took me to mix that up. No time. It's a half a cup of powdered sugar and a tablespoon or a little bit more of milk. So I'm gonna let these cool. So sometimes when I do a white icing and I use my vanilla flavoring, you'll see little black dots in there, and I don't know if you can see them or not. What that is the seeds from the vanilla beans. Oh my goodness, it doesn't hurt a thing. So if anybody asks you what the little black dots are, and there's not many, you know, just tell them it's vanilla beans. You didn't use the plain old store-bought imitation stuff. You used the real stuff. Let's get the ice in these. And y'all see that right there? See where the tail came out? It's fine, it makes it pretty. It's no big deal. So you see how I made my icing? I made mine kind of thick because I like it that way. But you can make it where it would just run off. And if these cinnamon rolls were too warm, they're a little bit warm, but not too warm, then this icing would melt. And you can see it's not melting. I don't know many people that don't like cinnamon rolls, and this is an easy, quick way that you can serve cinnamon rolls to your family, little bite-sized cinnamon rolls. To me, these are perfect. Two does me. This is great. So I'm sure that y'all saw these on the video when I set the table. I just love these. But somebody also asked me another question, and it says, what is the name on the back? Well, it's Century. I don't think that's anything special. Century. But isn't that beautiful? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these cinnamon rolls and put them on this plate because it looks pretty. You can spread the icing out more if you want to. I'll just put a few. No, why not? We'll just put them all if we can. This is something great to take to a party. This is something great to take to a brunch, as I said. I'm gonna make these probably the day after Christmas. I'm having some of my family over for brunch, and I'm gonna make these, unless my friend Stacy makes me cinnamon rolls. And I hope she'll come and do that on a video. She makes the best homemade cinnamon rolls ever. So these are so pretty. Look at them, aren't they beautiful? Can't you see these on a table? I just think they'd be so pretty. And they'd be good little bite-sized pieces to serve to your guests even before your meal. I just love it. This also would be great to box up for Christmas gifts. How easy is that? You can go to Dollar Tree and get little boxes little tins. You can go ahead and ice them. Oh my goodness, what a gift. I love homemade gifts too. That's the best kind. Okay, y'all know what time it is, right? Let's see which one I want. It's a taste test. I should make Sweet Hunter do this. He's not ready to get on a video yet, but I should make him, shouldn't I? So, a lot of you haven't met Sweet Hunter, right? So look at this cinnamon roll. How beautiful. So good, so easy. Let's just taste test it. Mmm. Mmm. So it's maybe a 2-biter, maybe 3. Yeah, 3. Mmm. Great gift, I'm telling you. I love these. I'm gonna put these up and save them for in the morning. Sweet Hunter will probably get into them though. You've got to try these if you've never made these. Crescent Rolls, cinnamon rolls. If you give these for a gift, people think you worked all day long. They will, I'm telling you. These are delicious. You need to try them. They are so good. Even if you are at home by yourself with no family to make for, this is a treat to make just for you. I'm telling you, it's so good, so delicious, so easy, so economical. Anybody can do this. My grandkids used to make them when they were little. They loved to make them. They thought they were really doing something, and they were. Thank y'all for watching. Have a Merry Christmas. And, of course, y'all go cook something.